Houston, Endeavour, we have you loud and clear. How do you hear us?
We got you now, Endeavour, thanks.
Yeah, we took GPS and copy 2,700 feet, 195 knots.
Thanks, Endeavour.
Had a good communications check with Commander Mark Kelly aboard the Space Shuttle Endeavour as it has acquired the tracking station at Merritt Island, Florida. Speed now 4,600 miles an hour, Mach 6.7, altitude 26 miles, 243 miles to the landing site. Shuttle continuing to bleed off excess speed at an angle of 40 degrees on its bank. Crossing over the coast of Florida near Fort Myers, Florida. Speed now just under 4,000 miles an hour, Mach 5.7, altitude just under 25 miles, 190 miles to the landing site. At this point, the shuttle should have passed through the peak heating levels. And we've acquired the Merritt Island tracking station. Coming up on the terminal area energy management, which begins about 85,000 feet at Mach 2.5. This includes two air data probes deployed, which provide additional data on the speed and approach of Endeavour to the Kennedy Space Center. Speed now 2,858 miles an hour. Just over Mach 4. Altitude 20 miles. 123 miles to the landing site.
Endeavour, take air data.
Copy, taking air data.
Spacecraft communicator Butch Wilmore telling Commander Mark Kelly that he's go to take data from the air data probes. There are 2 deployable air data probes and 4 air-to-data transducer assemblies that provide information to computers and cockpit displays about the movement of the shuttle through the air mass. Probes are on the left and right sides of the forward portion of the lower fuselage. Speed now 1,900 miles an hour, Mach 2.8, altitude 16.6 miles, 75 miles to the landing site. We're now in the area of terminal area energy management.
Endeavour, we show you on energy approaching the hack. Your winds are now a slight tailwind, about 3 knots, nominal shoot.
Copy the tailwind and nominal shoot. What's the crosswind looking like?
Yeah, there's no crosswind at this time. It's all tail.
Copy.
Speed now on Mach 1.9, altitude 14 miles, range to the target 69 miles. Butch Wilmore providing Mark Kelly with an update on the weather that he'll have a slight tailwind. He's about to make a 245-degree left-hand turn to align with the north to south runway at Kennedy Space Center, runway 15. 3 good auxiliary power units providing hydraulic pressure for the air control systems. Air data probes providing additional data using atmospheric pressure to the computers on board. Switching our satellite to Kennedy Space Center in Florida, we're receiving good heads-up display video. Speed now 638 miles an hour, just under Mach 1, descending below the speed of sound. Altitude 9.2 miles, 69 miles to the landing site. Again, this is a view out the pilot, Greg Johnson's heads-up display as
Sonic boom.
speed now. Mach 0.8, 522 miles an hour. Altitude 6.5 miles. Pilot Greg Johnson now taking control of the stick for a brief period. Altitude 5.5 miles.
Endeavour on at the 180.
Roger, on at the 180.
That call means that the Space Shuttle is on track at the 180-degree point in the heading alignment circle. All systems looking good. Altitude 23,000 feet. 13 miles to the landing site. Speed now 483 miles an hour. We're aiming for about 215 miles an hour for touchdown.
Endeavour on at the 90.
Copy, on at the 90.
At the 90-degree point of the heading alignment circle, the shuttle is on course and on speed.
Houston, Endeavour, runways in sight.
Copy, Endeavour, runway in sight.
And a tally-ho from the flight crew of the runway. I can see it in sight now. Speed now 400 miles an hour. Altitude 2.2 miles, or 110,000 feet. 7 miles to the landing site. Approximately 3 miles to the landing site. And there is the runway. speed. And there's a referred camera view of the Space Shuttle Endeavour as it's coming in for landing. Gear down and locked. Main gear touchdown. Drag chute deployed by Greg Johnson. Forward gear touchdown. And so after a journey of 6.5 million miles, Endeavour landing in darkness but illuminated by the ingenuity, dedication of every astronaut, scientist, engineer, flight controller, mechanic, and dreamer that helped it fly. The fleet's youngest ship completing its 122 millionth mile after its crew delivered an instrument to the International Space Station that will sift through the cosmic darkness for years to come.
Houston, Endeavour, we'll stop.
122 million miles flown during 25 challenging space flights. Your landing ends a vibrant legacy for this amazing vehicle that will long be remembered. Welcome home, Endeavour.
Yeah, thank you, Houston. You know, the Space Shuttle is an amazing vehicle to fly through the atmosphere, hit it at Mach 25, steer through the atmosphere like an airplane, land on a runway. It is really, really an incredible ship. On behalf of my entire crew, I want to thank every person that's worked to get this mission going and every person that's worked on Endeavour. It's sad to see her land for the last time, but she really has a great legacy.
Great words. Thank you, Mark, and we will meet you and your crew on 5-3.
5-3.
And so the Space Shuttle Endeavour touching down at Kennedy Space Center on time at 1:35 a.m. Central Time, 2:35 a.m. Eastern. Commander Mark Kelly guiding it to a very gentle touchdown on runway 15 at Kennedy Space Center Shuttle Landing Facility. Endeavour's crew will now begin reconfiguring the space shuttle so that crews can get out there from the convoy and begin safing the vehicle.
Convoy Commander Endeavour, out of here. Got you loud and clear. Is this beam? All right, well, thanks for coming out here, guys, tonight, and we're on page 5-3.
Here's a look down the runway that Endeavour just completed a landing at, coming in from the north on runway 15, completing touchdown at 1:35 a.m. Central Time, completing a total of 6,510,221 miles over 248 orbits, completing the 25th mission for Endeavour. It has a total of 299 days in space now, completing 4,671 orbits, and a total of 122,853,151 miles in its career. The final touchdown of Endeavour occurring as the Space Shuttle Atlantis was rolling out to the launch pad, getting ready for its final flight and the final flight of the Space Shuttle program.